Kia and good evening. This is Arun Jacob, your friendly and frank licensed New Zealand immigration advisor as well as education advisor, coming live from the beautiful city of Hamilton here in New Zealand. Like every Tuesday, for those of you who follow my work and the work of my awesome team, myself and a colleague of mine called Mary, who is also a licensed immigration advisor, we come live. On the in the week. I come live on Tuesdays around 6:30 p.m. New Zealand time, and my colleague Mary Joseph, she comes live on Thursdays, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, and so that's the slots we have. And as always, I'm gonna start off by showing my license card there. That is the license given to me by the Immigration Advisors Authority of New Zealand, which is a government department, and the IAA, as it is known, kind of regulates the immigration industry in New Zealand, and it was created with the intention of ensuring that all you people out there, all you wonderful, beautiful people out there who are considering coming to New Zealand on any kind of a visa are given authentic information, genuine information, and from people who are adequately trained and also who adhere to a code of conduct. So that's what that license does. So to get that license, one has to complete a course of study in New Zealand immigration law, and of course, we also have to get ourselves cleared by the police to ensure that we are good and honest people who will then continue to advise all of you people who want to come to New Zealand. While talking about the license, there are already three licensed immigration advisors in our company, AJV Services Limited, based here in New Zealand. So there's myself and Mary and Gisela, who is on temporary leave at the moment for personal reasons. But you know what? The beauty of the way we have been growing is that just yesterday, another one of our colleagues called Tulika Mehra, who by the way is an ex-immigration officer, has also finished the first set of the course called the Graduate Diploma in New Zealand Immigration Advice. And in a few weeks' time, hopefully she will be able to apply for and get her license as well. So yeah, there we are. And two more of our colleagues called Tanua and Navya, who are also ex-immigration officers, by the way, are also embarking on this journey of taking on the graduate diploma in New Zealand immigration advice, starting in the month of June. And hopefully sometime next year, they should also be able to get their license. And so we're kind of rolling out one or two licensed immigration advisors inside team AJV every 6 months, so that we can be this good, solid, robust team of people who are there to advise you and ensure that you're getting the right information and the best service possible for you to be able to come to New Zealand and create a future here. And what sets us apart from a lot of other companies is, many companies do provide good information and service to get you a visa, but by and large, most of them finish their relationship with you once you get on that plane headed for New Zealand. But we not only work with you in your country, but after you land in New Zealand, we actually do a lot more work, and which is the reason we have an offshore onshore model. So the offshore team, are mainly based out of India. We have one colleague working out of the US, but they kind of help us people from different parts of the world to come into New Zealand. And after you land here, the local team, including myself, we get back in touch with you and we help to ensure that your journey is smooth. And most importantly, continuing to get good advice at each and every milestone in your journey across New Zealand, because it's not going to be an easy journey, guys. Some people might tell you, what, land in New Zealand, it's all going to be a bed of roses. It will not be a bed of roses. I can assure you that, not only as a licensed immigration advisor, but also as a migrant myself who went through the same process. And I've seen hundreds and thousands of other people. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a cakewalk. It's not going to be a bed of roses, and there'll be a lot of challenges along the way. Sometimes when you think you've almost finally reached the destination, another new challenge will come up. And that is where you need to have good advisors on the ground working with you constantly, 24/7. Any of my colleagues want to my clients want any clarification, they call and we pick up the phone and we answer them, and we give good proper legal advice, and ensure that they're moving step by step in the right direction. Okay, big a long opening spiel. Um, and also I was in India last week, which was the reason I kind of couldn't do my session last week, because we actually, our entire team met in India. The t-shirts are from that, by the way. So from now onwards, you guys are going to be seeing me in these t-shirts, because they're, as you can see, branded with the two things most dear to us, which is New Zealand and AJV. So we're going to be you're going to see me in these t-shirts of mine. And so bye bye to all my other colorful t-shirts, but I think these t-shirts look pretty cool, and we would like to. I actually came back with about 200 of them in my luggage from India, so that I can also distribute it to all my students and clients here in New Zealand. So if any of my AJV funnel or family or my students and clients are watching, guys, just reach out, and one of these awesome t-shirts is going to be given out to you. All right, excellent. What else did we do? We met, our entire team did a bit of training, and we kind of interacted. We kind of decided how we need to promote New Zealand better, more honestly, more successfully, and with a bit more passion than what we've been doing. So it was a good meeting. I also went and met the head of the immigration department of immigration of the Mumbai office, because that's where all the student visa applications are going, and the partnership visa application. And we had a good interaction almost for an hour and a half. We sat down and had a really good repo session with this lady who heads the immigration Mumbai office. And we kind of put it out on the table there and told her, saying, hey, look, we are part of your team. We are absolutely committed to the growth of New Zealand just as much as immigration New Zealand is. So, give us the opportunity to showcase the best talent that is wanting to come to New Zealand, and be a bit kind towards the applications being put forward by us, because we are doing a lot of vetting and putting them ahead for you. So very good meeting as well, and also a great team bonding exercise. We guys were all in t-shirts, wearing the New Zealand logo and the AJV logo, and we went and had a nice party on the last day. I mean, you probably can make out from the double chin that there was a fair bit of drinking and eating, but yeah, that was the way it was. Anyhow, getting on to the live session now, and I'm coming live at five different places. I'm coming live on my YouTube channel, which is called Arun Jacob, of course. I'm coming live on AJV Global YouTube channel, which is the official company YouTube channel. I'm coming live on my personal YouTube ID, which is Arun Jacob again. Then I'm coming live on our group called NZ Options. So if you're a part of that group, you'll be also be able to see this there. And I'm also coming live on our official Facebook page called AJV Global. So yeah, there are five different places. Hopefully the broadband will hang in there and not give up on me. And I hope I haven't jinxed it. But if you guys want to ask questions, the best place would be to come to the AJV Global page, because that's where I'll be, kind of checking out most of the questions. And but if you're asking it in some other place, my team will paste it here anyway. And rules of the game: if you're an AJV client, please identify yourself, because then I can modulate my answer. And if you're not an AJV client, we need to have to see your telephone number, because we require the opportunity to be able to give you get back to you and engage you in a conversation, and hopefully convince you to work with us eventually. So that's the way it is. All right, that was a very, very long opening spiel, but I had to do it because a few things have happened, and since the last time I came live, and this is my 54th time I'm actually going live, and answering all your questions. And yeah, looking forward to this session again. All right, cool. First one, Rahul Raghavan says, "Hi sir, I'm a client of AGV. Hey Rahul, thanks for that. As I keep saying, all you young people, all you bright young people, have a choice to work with many agencies, but when you choose to work with us, we are very, very grateful about that, and we promise to stand by you. So thank you, Rahul, and everybody else. Hope your trip to India went well. Absolutely fantastic. A1 it was. Please tell me the course of construction project management and GD. at our Institute of Technology and its job opportunity in Christchurch. Hey, Rahul, construction as an industry is really booming in India at the moment. Although you are asking for construction project management and at the graduate diploma level, by virtue of the fact that you're studying outside Auckland, you will get 2 years post-study work visa because you're doing a graduate diploma level, which is a long enough time. And Christchurch has got a lot of construction happening. A lot of the earthquake rebuild is still kind of continuing in Christchurch. So fantastic city, very, very good institution. ARA was previously called Christchurch Polytechnic Institute of Technology. It's now called ARA. So very good outcomes, and you're choosing a course in construction, which obviously is very aligned to the needs of that region right now. In fact, the construction industry is having such a shortage of people at the moment that the government even came out with something called the construction and infrastructure skill shortage list. So, that only goes to prove that there is a pretty massive demand for this. So, well done. I think you've chosen a good course, good college, good city, and you've chosen AJB, and, we guys will stand by you. All right, Rahul. So, continue to speak to your uh, speak to your case officer from AJB, and my wonderful team keeps prompting me when I'm on Skype when I'm going live, and I have an update from my colleague Tulika Rahul saying that you're working with my another colleague of mine called Anne, who is a case officer, and that you're awaiting offers. You already have an offer from SIT. Which is Southern Institute of Technology, and you're looking at other offers. They will come through. So just be a bit patient. And once you have those two or three offers, take a look at the papers and see what appeals to you most. But definitely, I would encourage you to look at Christchurch for that particular course. All right. Cool. Next question, Arvind Reddy. Hi, sir. My name is Arvind. Did my diploma in hospitality and advanced diploma in business management in Australia. Later, my nomination was denied. Can I apply for New Zealand right now? I'm in India. If you mean, Arvind, that you want to apply for a student visa to come to New Zealand, I don't see any reason why you would be denied because a visa, if you are a genuine and bona fide student, I don't see any reason why you would be denied. By when you say your nomination was denied, it was not really a rejection or a decline based on character or health or those kind of issues. So I think it was just a procedural government thing within the Australian Immigration Department, and so I don't think that will hold you back from applying for a student visa to go to come to New Zealand. So what I would say is get in touch with our team. You've shared your number. Our team will get in touch with you. As I told you, we are a very, very solid team of people. We have heading our India country operations by a lady called Tanuva, who was a senior manager with Immigration Department of New Zealand for 22 years. So, herself, and then we have 4 or 5 other ex-immigration officers, 3 licensed advisors, one more on the way to becoming a licensed. So we are very strong in our understanding of immigration law of New Zealand and how we can, work with clients like yourself who might have had some, not so good things that happened with other countries. So we will assess it. And if you're a genuine student, a bona fide student who requires strong support from us, we will definitely work with you. But if you're somebody who's coming to us who doesn't have the right documents or your health is not up there and stuff like that, we will also be very honest and tell you saying, hey, look, we can't work with you. So, that's the way it is. All right. So what we do, we always do it for New Zealand first, and for our clients second, for our institutions third, and last for the profits of AJB. So, that's something I tell rather publicly. So we are trying to recruit the best talent from around the world because there is a competition between all the different countries to attract the best talent through international students and skilled migrants to their country. So, and we believe that Team AJV is playing for Team New Zealand, and we will work with anybody who's a good bona fide student and can come and benefit yourself and also benefit New Zealand as a country as well. All right, cool. Rahat, what are the job opportunities after completion of level 9 Master of Management in New Zealand? I think it'll be pretty good, Rahat, because doing a level 9 masters obviously means you're at a particular level of understanding of management. So I think it'll be pretty good. If you're already experienced, that'll be fantastic. So I do believe just from your number, Rahat, I think you're already in New Zealand. So if you're going to be completing, I don't know if you, I don't think you're an AJV student, because if you were an AJV student, I would have known you by now personally. Either we would have spoken or met or something. But all the best. But the opportunities are definitely there. So I think you should go ahead and look for those opportunities. Okay. Cool. Samrat Patni, I'll take a quick look at my phone screen to see if my team has given me any other instructions. They've told me something about Tanya Kumar and Sagar Naresh. So I'll just have to come to those questions before I, kind of answer those questions. So Samrat Patni asks, I wish to do MA in Digital Humanities. Or MA in Media Production from New Zealand. Could you please help me know the universities where these courses are available? Good course choice. Samrat, not often I actually get somebody who's asked me for courses like that. Off the top of my mind, I cannot think of anything, but I do know that there are some good media and schools inside University of Waikato, which is in the same city where I live in Hamilton. There is also another Institute of Technology owned and operated by the government of New Zealand called Wintech. They also have a master's in media. I'm definitely aware of that, but I'm sure Victoria will have something, and so will AUT and a few others. So you'll need to share your number, Samrat, so that we can engage you in a good, nice, long discussion and put all the options in front of you. And depending on what you like best, the papers sometimes they jump out at you and say, "Hey, Samrat, pick me," and that's when that's the course for you. So beautiful course choice, Samrat. We would love to work with you. We would love to introduce you to one of our senior students who is actually right now doing his digital and media course from University of Waikato at the postgraduate level. We would love to, to network you with people like this. So do share your number so that we can get in touch with you, because I don't know if you shared it somewhere later down the the chat scroll, but I can't see it. So we would love to work with you. So please do share your number. Cool. Ramya Surej asked me a question, no number, so I'll have to keep skipping all those guys. Please share your number, otherwise I will not be able to answer. Okay. Jay Rajpal says, is Jay Rajpal one of our students? No confirmation of that, but I don't think he's one of our students. My team is not confirmed, nor has Jay, but he's shared his number. He says he's got an offer letter from civil engineering. Level 6 from Manukau Institute of Technology. Is it a good choice? Oh, definitely. I mean, I think engineering is in our long-term skill shortage list, especially civil engineering. And if you're going to be doing a level 6, I'm assuming you're going to be doing the 2 years course. So yeah, absolutely. I think it's a good course choice. And if you're coming to New Zealand as an AGV student, we are there constantly to talk to you and guide you at each and every step. All right. But overall, yeah, definitely a good course choice. Yeah. Okay. Navneet Maini asks, hello, I'm Navneet. What is the scope of cookery in Hamilton? Okay. Interesting you should ask that, because I was about to go out for dinner after this particular session and, go to one of the restaurants where one of my friends actually works as a chef. So I think the scope for cookery in most cities across New Zealand is good, because, we are a hugely tourism dependent country. And so we have tourists coming from different parts of the world at different times in the year. So there's almost a constant buzz of tourists all across New Zealand, whether it is Auckland or Hamilton or Northland. In fact, the northernmost tip is called Cape Reinga, which is kind of remote, and there's really nothing there except for that beautiful place where you see the Pacific and the Tasman Sea, kind of meeting each other, and so stuff like that. But even there, it is chock a block with tourists all the time. So there is a bit of a boom for the corollary industries which support tourism, like hospitality and cookery. So definitely good scope, Navneet, everywhere, and at least 2, 3 of our ex-students are now working in Hamilton as chefs. So we would be very pleased to connect you with them, and hopefully, you will come as an AJV student and take the advantage of being an AJV student. All right, cool. Bhavika Patel, why they're being so late in student visa? I have applied since 90 days. Okay, so Bhavika, I think I've answered this at least a couple of times in my previous session. It's just an internal, reorganization of immigration New Zealand, because of which there has been a delay. I spoke about it at length, and if you just go and Google about visa delays from immigration New Zealand, there are quite a lot of news articles coming out as well. So all I can tell you is hang in there, be patient. I'm not sure if you're one of our students. I don't think so, because what I did and my colleague Mary did when we went to Mumbai and met the head of immigration was we actually also took a list of some of our applications, and we said, hey, look, we would really be pleased if you can, ask your team to kind of take a look at this application. So, we are trying from our side as an organization to see if we can push them forward a little bit. But like I said, and that's the reason I actually got on a flight and I went to Mumbai to meet this manager of immigration New Zealand, and she asked me saying, "So what else is your agenda in India?" And I said, "I have no other agenda. I'm here only to meet you and to kind of request your cooperation because we are part of your team and we are absolutely doing exactly that. New Zealand wants and immigration New Zealand wants." And so I went to seek her cooperation because we are definitely working as an extension of what immigration New Zealand does. All right, which is basically good, genuine, and talented people to be attracted to coming to New Zealand who have the right funds, the right intention, the right English, and the right academic background or work track record. All right, cool. Sahil Jade Kha. I have done BTech in mechanical engineering. Now I want to do go graduate diploma in NZ. Which graduate diploma should I choose? Should I choose diploma in operations and production management? Sahil, if you're already, I don't know if you're in touch with my team or not. It'll be nice to know if you're in touch with my team, but if you've shared your number, so we will get in touch with you. Anyway, so if you've already done your BTech in mechanical engineering, I would recommend, if possible, and if you get the required English points in IELTS or PTE or one of those English qualifying exams, to try and go, if possible, for a level 8, which is, a postgraduate diploma, because graduate diploma is level 7 and a postgraduate diploma is a level 8. So if you do a graduate diploma outside Auckland, you will get a 2 years post-study work visa. But if you're going to be doing a postgraduate diploma anywhere, including in Auckland, in New Zealand, you will get an extra 1 year of post-study work visa, which will be for 3 whole years. So that would be my recommendation to you. But of course, whether you are able to get into level 8 or whether level 7 will depend also on your IELTS. So because you've shared your number, we will get in touch with you and put some options in front of you and also assess to see what kind of English skills you have. And based on that, we will take it forward. But hey, look, BTech in mechanical engineering is a fantastic background. Mechanical engineers are in skill shortage here in New Zealand. I would recommend you stick to something to do with core mechanical engineering. If you're a new graduate, I would not recommend that you should take up, operations and production management at such an early stage in your career. I'd rather say stick to core mechanical engineering. I mean, even if you want to go slightly away from it and do something like CAD CAM, I'd be very happy because there is still a good, strong technical overlap between, mechanical engineering and CAD CAM kind of a course. So I'd say if you're a recent graduate, try and avoid operations and production management kind of a course. But if you have some experience, then I think it's a good choice. All right. So wait for our team to get in touch with you and we will take it forward from there. All right. Cool. Mayank Kohli, why is the visa coming so late? I'm waiting more than 60 days. Mayank, I just answered that question to another girl, I think called Bhavika. So if you're listening, yeah, cool. Okay. Sagar Sringar Pure, my fantastic friend, our happening AJV student, one of the most energetic guys I have ever met in my life. Hey, Sagar, high five from Hamilton. Hope you have been well, my friend. And I'm attending your live session after a long time. Yes, I'm aware of that. I wanted to reach out to you to know how does variation of condition thing works. Would that cut my work permit at the moment? I have been trying to get in touch with Mary if that's possible, as I need some subjects from a different stream only for one term. All right, good questions, Sagar. And Mary and I were outside on New Zealand We had gone to India for a week, and then Mary had actually gone a couple of days earlier than me, and then she also met her family in India. But we are all back in New Zealand now. So you know what? Good questions, and because you are one of our students, we would like to examine each and every detail of your situation before we suggest whether you need to go for a variation of conditions or what is the other possible immigration solution that we can apply to your situation. So like I said, we will need to examine your situation. So Mary is back, I'm back. Pick up the phone, give Mary a call, maybe after this particular session is over, because she's also part of the team who supports me during this session. Yeah, give her a call, Sagar. And hey, look, for you guys, to Sagar and the rest of all our AJV students all across New Zealand, we are a phone call away. So yeah, Sagar, just discuss with Mary and we will provide the best advice to you. All right, cool. Narendran T. Okay, radio. Is Narendran T. I got a confirmation, Narendran, that you're not working with AJV, which is very sad, my friend, because we really would like you to work with us. But you have written, "Hi, sir. I applied for ARA Institute. Class begins on 22nd of July, and I lost my visa on 3rd, but till now I did not receive my e-visa." Okay, well, government, frankly, Narendran, I will not be able to answer that question because, you're not one of our students, so we have no clue about your application. My best suggestion is go back to the agency with whom you have applied that visa and see. That's what we did, because we realized that Immigration New Zealand is having delays in processing applications. I got on a plane and I went to India. I sat in Mumbai with the head of immigration, Mumbai, and I practically pleaded with her and said, "Hey, look, you gotta, try and push these people across a bit, and I think in terms of whatever is possible within their time frame." So I would say just go back to your agency and check, Narendran. Like I said, not being an AJB client, there is not a lot we can do from our side. So either you can be patient or you can go and check with your agency. All right, cool. All right. Everybody's Anas also asks about how much time is it taking for visa approval. Guys, this has become a big issue, and I must, even for AJV clients who are kind of working with us and who feel that their visa is getting delayed, I please implore and ask you. It is not something that we did, or it's not something we created from our side. It was because of the reorganization inside. And when I met the manager at immigration office in Mumbai, she said that there has been an increase of 42% only from India in applications. And so this sudden surge of applications, they were simply not able to cope with. So what they are now doing is they've put in a lot of more new visa officers. Some have also moved from Delhi because they closed down the office in Delhi. So a lot of things were happening simultaneously. They were kind of setting up the Mumbai office, they closed down the Delhi office, and then this big surge in applications happened at the same time. So that's the reason there are all these delays with visas. So if you're AJV students, please take my word. We are trying everything we can to do it. Like I said, I actually got on a plane and went to meet the head of immigration in Mumbai. But if you're not an AJV client, check back with your agencies. But for all your AJV students who are waiting for your visas, trust me, guys, we are doing everything possible. And after the session, I'll again send an email to the manager and request for looking at our files again. All right. So please be patient and please cooperate, guys. Would really appreciate that. Preksha Jain asks a question, and she says she's in touch with our team. Uh, just take a quick sip of water. Cool. Preksha, I got confirmation that you're actually working with us. So fantastic. Thank you, Preksha. We appreciate smart young people like you making smart choices, like choosing AUE. All right. Hello, sir. Which course would you suggest out of MBM from University of Waikato and Masters in Applied Management? I'm in touch with your team and will be applying next year. Hey, Preksha, the University of Waikato, which is in the same city where I am based, by the way, is probably got one of the most respected business schools across the world, not just in New Zealand. And I think both those courses are fantastic, both the applied management as well as the MBM. I think are very. I actually met the lady who heads the business school at Waikato. Of course, I also have a lot of contacts with the international team staff as well. I actually met the lady. She was such a lovely person. I forget her name, but I think it was Fiona, if I'm not mistaken. But it was a beautiful meeting I had, just like you. Another client of ours who was also keen to do the same course had actually come from India on a tourist visa to check out the college and the city, and also to meet the AJV team. So we took him to meet the head of the department, and it was a beautiful, exchange of views. And I would say take a look at the papers of the MBM as well as the applied management. And you will see that certain papers will actually reach out to you. Like, for instance, if I were a guy in your place, and if I had to choose between the MBM and applied management, I would most definitely choose something which has got more of an inclination towards marketing and strategic management and digital marketing and global business, because that's exactly what I do. I'm sort of the marketing face for AJV. I love digital technologies, and I love strategizing for growth. And I also love to take AJV all across the globe. So those would be my interests based on my personal circumstances. So similarly, Preksha, I think you would have your own personal circumstances, and some of those papers will reach out to you. So look at to a bit of a study and discuss with your AJV advisor. Ruben, by the way, is a fantastic guy to speak to and have a good, nice conversation. I also know you have a background in law, so maybe you would also want to check to see which course has got a bit of an overlap with what you've already done in your background, which is law. So, all put together, you'll end up with a good, solid profile. All right, Preksha, look forward to seeing you here in Hamilton. And thank you so much for choosing New Zealand, University of Waikato, and AJB. Thank you so much. Prasanna Kumar says, "Hi Arun, thank you for the live session. I'm one of your clients from Sri Lanka. Hi Bhavan." I picked it up when I flew Sri Lankan Airlines once, and I picked it up from the air hostesses who would be greeting. So I think that's what it is. I think my live session got interrupted on the page, on the group page rather. Okay, but I'll continue to talk because I'm sure I'm still going live at all the other places. So hopefully this will come back and kick in again. So if I'll continue to answer. So Prasanna is asking, thank you for this live session. I'm one of your clients from Sri Lanka. Team AJB has submitted my visa application a few years back, and I'm waiting for my immigration uh, decision. Just to let you know, I'm going to enroll with AUT post. I think you mentioned, because my internet is, my Facebook page is hanging right now. I'm not able to read the rest of the question, Prasanna, but I do believe that if it's already been submitted to the immigration department, there should be an outcome hopefully very soon, and we will take it forward from there. Unfortunately, I'm not able to read the rest of your question, Prasanna, because the page is hanging. I don't know if I'm still. I seem to be doing all right on the group, and on my personal thing, I seem to be doing okay on both the YouTubes as well. So it is only the page where it's doing that, trying to reconnect kind of thing. So if you guys give me a moment, I will quickly disconnect and then reconnect again from the page. So give me a moment, guys. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the. And I should be back live again. And just a second. There we are. Hey guys, I should be back live on the page again. Jyoti, if you're watching, please take all the previous questions and paste them back here on the page again so that I can begin to answer them again one after the other. Right now, any other questions that I can pick answer in the meantime from Okay. Mm. There is a question from Aniket Balarao on my personal Facebook ID, and till such a time my team takes a little while to paste the questions back. Jyoti, if you're hearing and if you can paste those questions back, yeah, I'll go back to answering those questions. So yeah, just give me a excuse me. Just give me a moment, guys. I'm just trying to get the questions back. And in the meantime, my team is complaining about an individual called Amal Rajnand, and who is only taking information from AJV and not sending his documents. He has been in touch with our my colleagues Neha and Aniket, but he's working with some other agency. Hey Amal, you've got to be fair, Matt. You can't just take information from AJV and then you go give your business to some other company or some other guy. It's not fair. That's not the way we play the game in New Zealand. We are very fair. So if you really want to work with us, and I think you are coming back to us just like a lot of other people. Who can't, quite a few people come to us and just keep taking the information that they kind of want to work with somebody else. But I think deep inside your hearts, I think you guys kind of realize, okay, I'm doing a mistake by not going to HAV, and sometimes that local agency will be known to your uncle or your grandfather or somebody, and that's the reason you'll be going to these guys, and also because there's an office in your town, and but somewhere in the back of your mind and somewhere at the bottom of your heart there's a little flutter saying, my god, I'm going to miss out on all this fantastic support that AJV provides for its students after they reach New Zealand. And that's a very genuine concern, guys, because what we do is I will not use the word spectacular because that's probably going a little bit over the top, but we do care for our students, and our students will be taken care of after they come to New Zealand. So Amal and everybody else who comes to these sessions and wants advice from a guy sitting in New Zealand right now, you've got to decide to work with us. Tell your grandfather or your uncle saying, you know what, I don't care about your decision. I'm going to go only with AJV because these people will help me. And your grandfather and uncle, you cannot be in New Zealand and help me, nor can your friend who is this local small agent cannot help me either. So I think that's the way you guys need to make up your minds. All right, but would request all of you who are taking information from us to be, sincere and decide to work with us. But if some of you are just going to be freeloaders and take information and go to somebody else, all the very best. You probably obviously are not a person who wants to work with a quality company like AJV. All the very best. Cool. Back, we are up and running again, and there's some questions again coming up. And Dulcie Davis, who shared her number, asks, I'm planning to go for Bachelor of Nursing course as I've completed GNM in India. Is that a good course to get job fast? Okay. Dulcie, I mean, the bachelor's is, yeah, definitely a good opportunity because, a bachelor's is obviously longer than a 1 year course, so you're getting that extra bit of time in New Zealand. You're getting that extra time to be able to ingrain yourself into the society. So definitely good choice, and nurses are continuing to be in demand in New Zealand. I mean, of course, you will require to have a very high level of English, and but also if you're going to come into a bachelor's here, you should be able to get your registration into place as well. So definitely a good choice, Dilsi. And especially in the aged care sector, there is a shortage of nurses at the moment. So I think you will do well. Thanks for sharing your number. Our team will get in touch with you. So please engage with them, and we'd be delighted to work with you and help you to come to New Zealand, and not only just help you to come to New Zealand, but after you come to New Zealand, we would love to continue to be in touch with you and work with you at each and every stage. All right. Thank you. Cool. Prakash Jain, I think, Preksha Jain. Okay, I think I already answered Preksha's question. Shamjir M says, hi, sir, my visa was rejected and AJB took my case. You mean took up your case, okay? But I didn't get any response from AJB side. Okay, team, Right. So it says, I had some feedback about your case, Shamjir, from my team. And it says you had a rejection previously because you did not do your interview well. And now you're working with our colleague called Grace, who is your case officer. And the update I have, Shamjir, is that Grace is on the verge of filing your visa application. So all good. It's on track. Pick up the phone and speak to Grace, and whoever Grace's team leader is, please have that communication back to Shamjir and let him know what's happening with the process so that he is aware of what's happening. All right. But hey, Shamjir, thanks for coming to us after your visa was rejected. We will put in our best efforts and hope to take you over the line this time. All right. Cool. Okay. There is a question from somebody called Mahadev, but there's no number, so I will not answer that. Sharon Das, who asks, sir, I got my pre-visa, but due to my change in mode of payment, they refused my visa. Can I apply again? I think absolutely, Sharon. Again, you have not told us that whether your visa was applied through AJB or not, Sharon. But like I said, whether it was through AJB or not, I think it got refused because of a technical reason. So we will address that technical reason and put the application back into the system. And this time, you please ensure that you stick to the conditions which immigration in New Zealand would like to impose onto your visa conditions. So if they say, hey, look, don't change the mode of payment, don't change the mode of payment. As simple as it. Sometimes there's little small mistakes that you guys do can have an unnecessary domino effect. So if you're already working with us again, or you've shared your number, we will definitely get in touch with you, Sharon, and try and help you to have it done properly this time. All right, cool. I'll go back to Prasanna's question, who's my client from Sri Lanka. My Facebook page live thing went into that tailspin the moment I said Aibo and Prasanna. I actually greeted you in Sinhalese, and just at the time it went off. But my team has pasted your full question, so I'm going to read it out and I'm going to kind of answer it as well. So you said you're going to enroll with IoT, Postgraduate Diploma in Business Administration, 1 year program. Fantastic. I got one clarification with my current qualification, CPA, Australia, CIMA, UK, and 10 years of work experience. Is there a possibility to do part-time finance-related jobs in Auckland? Thank you. Absolutely, Prasanna. In fact, what I will do is I will get you in touch with a friend of mine who is a chartered accountant in, practicing in Auckland. There are at least two or three people I know who are in the finance sector, because you are a very experienced person, professional coming to New Zealand. So once you land here, Prasanna, I'll get you in touch with at least two chartered accountants, and excuse me, guys. And plus, I will also get you in touch with at least one bank manager. Have a chat with them and kind of create. But absolutely, I think you have fantastic work experience, and you're coming through AJB, and I'm committing to you right now that the moment you land, I'll make sure that you're connected to at least two or three different people who will also be able to share their expertise specifically from your industry. All right, Prasanna. So thank you so much for choosing to work with us. We're having a lot of fabulous clients coming through from Sri Lanka for us. Not just Sri Lanka, but there are also a lot of fabulous students and clients coming through from Nepal and Bangladesh and Pakistan. India, of course, is our largest market. Sri Lanka, Middle East. We are also beginning to get some clients from South America, Singapore, and South Asia, Southeast Asia. So yeah, we're growing, as a an entity and as an organization which is catering to a much wider spectrum of clients. And yeah, we are growing as well. Like I said, we're already about 35 people, and hopefully with all your kind support, we hopefully will become 100 people company next year. So yeah, but strongly always for New Zealand and for you guys. Okay, in fact, we're kind of re-looking at putting a new tagline here, which will probably say something like "for New Zealand and for you." So that's what it's all about. All right. But thank you, Prasanna. I really appreciate that. And guys, as is my normal practice, I also tend to show this once in a while. We've set up a toll-free number in India for clients who would like to reach us. So all you've got to do is pick up the phone and call that toll-free number, and one of our absolutely competent and qualified advisors will get in touch with you. If you're already in New Zealand and you're looking at further visas and stuff, you can get in touch with Mary, my colleague, who is also based in Hamilton, and she is also a licensed immigration advisor, and she, along with Gisela Combrink and myself, we are the onshore immigration advisors for Team AJV. We have another lady called Virginia, who is an ex-immigration officer of New Zealand, who now works with us on our onshore team. I mean, of course, she will not provide immigration advice because she does not have a license, but she helps us in the back end, and she also helps a lot of our students with other things like accommodation and networking and those kinds of things. So we are very very fully set up, guys, and India is a full-on team. And if you guys go onto our Facebook group and our page or my Facebook, you'll see we've been posting a lot of pictures since the last 1 week, 10 days, because we just got back. We all had a nice big team get together, and you can see Team AJV not only doing some serious training, but there was some serious partying as well, and that's why the throat is still a little off because of too much of smoking. But oh well, too bad. You can't. No pain, no gain, I guess. So no, so to have some fun, sometimes you'll have to end up doing some naughty things, I guess. So yeah. Right, Samir Patel. I'm a diploma automobile engineer, and I have 6 years experience in my related field as a service technician. I want to do job. No, sorry, I want to do job in New Zealand. How I can apply? Samir, what you got to do is go to my YouTube channel. Go to YouTube and search for Arun Jacob, and you'll see like I think there are about 200 odd videos at the moment. So just put Arun Jacob and New Zealand, and this face will come up, and hopefully you'll recognize it. And search for one particularly very popular video which says, "How can I find a job slash internship in New Zealand?" And I think I've explained very clearly in that why it is almost impossible to find a job in New Zealand or an internship when you're not present here in the country, because there's already a good supply of talent locally here with valid work visas. So why would any employer want to look at somebody who's not even here in the country? So, which is the reason, as an organization, as a company, and promoters of good quality New Zealand education, we are suggesting utilize the pathway of getting yourself into New Zealand for not only good adding to your qualification and to your knowledge base of whichever field you're from, and build on it, because what you might have done a master's in your country, but doing it at the international level in a first world country like New Zealand is going to add an entirely new feather into your cap. And then if you're doing it at the right level, you'll get a 1, 2, or 3 years work visa. And that's the combination with which you can go out into the market confidently and say, hey, look, I have this background, I have this experience, I now came into New Zealand, and I have this international qualification from your own country. Plus, I have this work visa from the government of New Zealand, which allows me to work legally for 1, 2, or 3 years. Give me a job, and that's when you will be like so much closer to getting a job. Samir, sitting in some other country and hoping you'll get a job here is practically impossible. I wouldn't encourage it, and be very careful of people who will say, no, pay some money to somebody in New Zealand and you'll get a job. Please don't fall for scams like that. Cool. Right, Parth Patel seems to be somebody who is already onshore from his telephone number, of course, and he says, "I've already got undergraduate in." He's done his undergraduation in New Zealand, and then he got a 1 year job search visa, and now he's going to do a postgraduate course in New Zealand. So, how many years visa will I get now? Parth, I don't know if you're working with us. I think you are. I mean, your name sounds familiar. And I think you're already in touch with Mary. But if you're kind of going up to the next level of course, yeah, I mean, you'll definitely be eligible for further visa in New Zealand, post-study work visa, and the same rules will apply, which is for a postgraduate level 8 or 9. If you're going to be doing that, you will end up getting your 3 years post-study work visa. Okay, I hope you're working with us, because I can tell from your query that you've already did a course, so you obviously spent a fair bit of money, time, and effort, but you couldn't obviously end up in the job, and move on to residency. And I can see that's the reason you're reinvesting and getting back into a course again. So I think you need to be very careful about the second course choice you're doing. Just don't randomly jump into some course just because it says PG or level 8 or 9. I think you need to have a good proper discussion, because if you go wrong this time again, then you're kind of coming to that point where the gate will get shut. So you need to be very careful. I would say give Mary a call if you're not already in touch with her. Please call Mary on that number there. Mary is available from 11 in the morning till about 6:37 in the evening. So please give her a call. All right. Whoa. Somebody from I think YouTube said I applied for CAD course in RI Institute. I did mechanical engineering. I applied for visa about 5 months ago. Still waiting. Is CAD course good for getting a job? That definitely. CAD is a very pure, clear, technical subject, and it will complement your background as a mechanical engineer very well. I can't see what your name is because you only have some kind of a tag which says AGS. Don't know why it's taking 5 months. It shouldn't be taking that long for a visa. But I know what our team will get in touch with you, because if you've been waiting 5 months, a few other things might have happened. Your medicals might have lapsed, or your police clearance might have lapsed. A few other things might have happened. So, and if your agency or the company that helped you to put that first visa in is not good enough, or they don't understand the semantics of immigration New Zealand very well, then there might be a few complications that's going to develop with your application. So talk to our team. We have good experts in our team, and we'll try and figure out something for you. All right, cool. Aniket Valerao. Aniket, I thought I answered your question already, or are you somebody who is, because you say you're going to pursue your professional business analysis from Victoria University of Wellington, fantastic university, by the way, and business analysis is also a fantastic course choice, of course. What are the future job prospects? I would say very good. You didn't tell whether you're working with AJB or not. I hope you are, because you sound like the kind of guy we want to work with. You know, doing a course at a good level from a fantastic university, and then a very good subject as well. And I think the last component, the last piece of the puzzle for you will be to have somebody like us here onshore in New Zealand, because your question is good. Your question is, what are the job prospects? The job prospects are good, and we can connect you to a few people if you're coming to New Zealand as an AGV student. And after you get a job, then our students come back to us again and ask, hey, look, this is the preceding question saying, what are the job prospects? So we tell them what are the job prospects and do a few connections. So they go and find a job, and then after they find the job, come back to us again and say, do you think this job is good enough, like in terms of the structure, the contract, the pay, and everything else? We say, yeah. So we'll check it, as immigration advisors, and so yeah, looks good. And then they ask us next question. So will this be good enough to get me a resident visa, or only a further essential skills work visa? So again, we do that analysis, and all this is free, guys. And that's the advantage for our agent. And then finally, they might say, okay, if I'm not qualifying for a resident visa, I'm only going to go for a further essential skills work visa. Would you be able to help me with that? I say, yeah, absolutely. And we give a quite a heavily discounted fee at that stage to our students who want to get further visas from HIV. But like I said, before you reach that point where you pay us a single dollar, there is so much of free information you can get off us. So I think anybody who has got the smarts will work with HIV. Cool. Right. Abhishek does ask me a question, but there is no number, so I will have to skip that. There is Basil John who was asking me something, and Basil smartly has written that he is a Nigeri client. Fantastic, Basil. And I also got some feedback from my team, so I'm gonna quickly read that and then answer your question, Basil. All right, give me a moment. Cool. Basil, I got some nice feedback about you from the team, and They say your brother is already here in New Zealand, so fantastic. We'll be very glad to reunite your brothers and ensure you're coming in the right way. So your question is, I'm an AJV student. I'm a recent graduate and bachelor's of hotel management. Which is best option for business or cookery? There is no cookery in level 7 or above. All right, cool. I would strongly recommend you to look at cookery because cookery is a technical subject, and I know there is no level 7 in cookery. Doesn't matter because as per the long-term skill shortage list, which I'll bring up now, and if I go search for chefs, what it's saying for chefs as per the long-term skill shortage list is they are looking at a certificate at NZQF level 4 or higher qualification, which includes the credit and knowledge requirements of a New Zealand certificate in cookery, which is also at a level 4. So it's all right if you're not getting a level 7 course in cookery, Basil, but because cookery is such a specific technical subject, and most importantly, chefs are in the long-term skill shortage list of New Zealand. So, it kind of is probably a much more appealing pathway to consider because I'm not going against people who are going to do business courses because a lot of our students who've done business courses have also progressed very nicely and have moved into jobs and into residency and stuff like that. But when you have someone like you has an option of choosing between something that is in the long-term skill shortage list versus something that is not in the long-term skill shortage list, I'd always say go for the one in the long-term skill shortage list because you also have related background through your hotel management. So that would be my sincere advice, Basil. So continue to talk to the team, and we will guide you further. And we are looking forward to reuniting your brothers here in New Zealand. All right. Thanks, Basil, for choosing AJV. Much appreciated. Right, Amal Raj. I think Amal. I think I just gave you a little stick. Uh, if you wanna, if you and you're coming to Wintake, my friend, that's where I live. Amal, what are you losing out in life, Amal? Have you realized what you're losing out on? That you're coming to Wintake and you can't work with it. That's really, really bad. Fernando says, "Hello, sir. I'm from Sri Lanka. Hi, Bhavan, Fernando, and I'm completing my 4 year special degree in computer science and doing web full stack development. And my problem is how many IELTS score do I need to migrate to New Zealand? Okay, cool. Hey, look, Fernando, in the first instance, it's almost impossible to get direct migration into New Zealand unless and until you not only get the required 160 points, but you should have an employment or offer of skill employment here in New Zealand, or you should have studied here for at least 2 years and gotten yourself a master's or a PhD. So that's the way it works. So, but just IELTS in itself is not going to help because you may not be able to get the other. And you didn't mention when you finished your graduation, so you may not even have enough experience to even claim adequate points to hit that 160 mark. And if you can't hit that one, if you do hit that 160 mark, even the end, but you don't tick off one of those other two conditions which I just mentioned, then you will more than likely be given something called the skilled migrant category job search visa, but that doesn't allow you to come here with your family. And that's kind of, like a sword hanging over your head because you'll have a limited period of time in which you have to find a job. And so, all things considered, that is the reason I keep telling everybody, saying, guys, if you're looking at migration to New Zealand, make that investment of money, time, and effort and come in as an international student. And in doing that, you benefit our country, New Zealand, my country, in two different ways. First, you bring in your international fee and pay to our into our economy, and then you're working and you're kind of earning the taxes and also putting it back. So we like that advantage because international education right now is one of the fastest growing industries in New Zealand. We would love to keep developing it through good quality students, and some of your quality students will also go on to find jobs and become future residents of New Zealand, which means you're also fulfilling our long-term migration needs as well. So that's the reason I strongly advocate as a licensed immigration advisor that it'll be awesome if you guys can make that investment and come into New Zealand. I think the study plus settle pathway, whether you're single or whether it's for couples, especially for couples where both of them have good profiles, I think is phenomenal and such a smart move from the government of New Zealand because we are earning good revenue through our international students, and some of them are also going on to fulfill our migration needs as a country where the economy is growing and we require skills. So I think it's a beautiful process, and I feel very pleased, to put it forward as a proposal or a solution to all you guys and girls, and hopefully some of you will take it up. And if you're doing it, do it through the right company, do it through AJV because we're based here in New Zealand, and we will be there to hold your hand and walk with you along this journey. All right, cool. Radio. And then there is Vipin Vijayan says, "Hi sir, I got my visa approved. Woo hoo, Vipin. Can I do a whistle? Well done, Vipin." And he goes on to say, "Special thanks to Ambali, who gave me the support throughout, also to Sai for the initial support, expecting all the support from the AJB team." Absolutely. And he says, "Thanks to each one of you, and thanks to you, Arun Jacob." So thank you so much, Vipin. It's my turn to say thanks to you on behalf of the entire team. And no, we love working with smart young people like you because, like I said, it's a mutual benefit for you and for New Zealand and for us, as a company. So that's the way it is. So yeah. So thank you so much for choosing us, Vipin. And I promise you, once you land here, we will continue this relationship, the same relationship you had with Ambali and Sai. Uh, we will continue that here through myself and Mary and Virginia and Nicholas and everybody else who's here on shore in New Zealand. All right. So yeah, fantastic. Many congratulations. I'll also take a party from you once you land here in New Zealand. Okay. Thank you for sharing it here on this forum today. Weapon. All right. I got my. Did I miss any questions, guys? Before I go away, team, if you can tell me to answer any particular questions I missed, I can answer one or two. I don't want any upset AJV clients. I love all my clients, and we absolutely want to hug you and make sure that we're doing everything that you want. So while my team, I don't think my team has all gone quite silent. Hello, people, wake up! Right. So anyhow, so that's my normal bell that I ring when I finish my sessions and see what it says. It says drink, ring for a drink is what it says. So this was gifted to me by somebody which stays in the bar cabinet inside there. But when I was in India last week, look at this beautiful little bell. Awesome, isn't it? See? And it's got this little turning thing on top, which has got a beautiful picture of the Taj Mahal. And this was gifted to me by one of my wonderful colleagues called Jinal, who is also an ex-immigration officer. And she's taken a temporary break from HAV, but she came and joined the rest of the team in Mumbai, and we all had a great time together. And she gifted me this beautiful thing. That's for the rest of you guys as well, all the team who didn't see what that gift was on. So it had that, and it had a beautiful little chocolate inside there. So awesome. Thank you, guys. So that's a clear indicator and tip to the rest of my colleagues that I like good gifts. So just putting it out there, guys. Thank you, guys. As always, it's been a pleasure to sit here and talk to you one last time before I go away. Putting our contact details out there. Yeah. So if you guys want to get in touch with us, do that. If you're not from India, just drop an email to info@ajvglobal.com. We will pick it up. And if you're already in New Zealand, give Mary Joseph a call and we will do that. All right. So thank you so much, everybody. As always, coming and joining those live sessions. I hope they're useful. I absolutely enjoy doing them. And I'll look forward to coming back again next week. And as we get more and more licensed advisors in the company, I think there'll be one every week of the day so that you guys will have like constant information from good solid professionals based in New Zealand talking to you about your New Zealand study and settlement or migration or travel or investment or whatever else your New Zealand aspirations are. Thank you very much. Good night, Pomarie and Mauri and Kakiteano. We will see you later. Bye bye.